What's up everyone, it's Hunter back with another video. It's step 1 dedicated time, so I am practicing what test day is actually going to be like. I'm actually only 7 days out from step 1, so I'm right now waking up about 5 a.m. and doing a little bit of Anki cards in bed before I get up and start the day. It's now just about 6 a.m. The sun's coming up, and I'm gonna go for a quick little run, get the blood flowing, get breakfast ready, and then we're gonna start a practice test. All right, we finished the run, taking the dogs for a little cool down walk. It was like just over 2.5 miles, a little over 10:30 pace for the whole thing. I was doing a combination of running and walking. We're just getting back into it. This is my 4th run since I started running again last week, and I'm still a little sick, so that's how it is. We're gonna finish this cool down walk, and then we'll make up a smoothie before we get started with studying for the day. Flexibility has always been something I've kind of neglected while working out, and I think it always comes back to bite me. Once I start running, I get really bad shin splints, so this time around I'm going to focus on stretching, rolling out after every run I do to keep my legs loose and prevent that from happening. Now it's time to make the smoothie. I haven't changed my breakfast in like 6 months. It's always been this smoothie. Unless I'm feeling lazy, then I'll have a bowl of cereal. But we've got the 3-berry blend, a cup of berries from Kirkland. And then I like to freeze my spinach. It's just a lot easier to work with and obviously keeps longer. So I just buy these big bags from Costco. And it's just a handful, probably about a cup of that. Then I fill the blender bottle. So it probably has stuff in it up to about the 20 line at that point. And I just fill it with milk to the 20-ounce line. Then I use this smaller protein bin to store my bulk bought oats from Costco. So we do half a cup of oats, a scoop of the Gold Standard Whey from Optimum Nutrition, and then I just do a tablespoon or half tablespoon of chia seeds there, and then we blend it all up. Actually, and then at the very end, I have plain, non-fat Greek yogurt, and we just top off the blender bottle. Usually it's about 2 big heaping tablespoons, probably about half a cup of Greek yogurt. The real exam doesn't start until 8. It's about 7:20 now, so I'm going to have this smoothie while doing some Anki cards, and then I'll take a shower and start my practice exam right at 8. Finished 2 sections of the test now. It's just before 10 o'clock. The step 1 exam is formatted as 7 one-hour sections, and you get 45 minutes of break time plus a 15-minute tutorial, and any time that you have left at the end of each block gets added to your break time so that you have a total of an 8-hour day. I usually don't take all of the time in each block. I find that the more time I spend on a question, the more that I overthink it, and in my results from previous exams, I just get the questions that I think about longer wrong more often. So I've been just going with my gut more often, and that's been seeming to pay off. So my current plan is to do 2 blocks just straight through back to back. I'll take a little stretching break between those 2 just to, stretch my back, breathe a little bit, but take no more than 1 to 2 minutes. So I'm not gonna leave the testing room between the first 2. Then I'll get out and grab a snack, grab some water, and then probably do another 2 straight through the same way before lunchtime. And then I'm gonna get and walk around as much as I can during lunch. I know every testing center is different in their policies and where you can go, but I definitely wanna get some blood moving, maybe do some push-ups or something, but I'll have lunch, more water, and then get right back to it. There'll be 3 blocks left. I'm really not concerned about my break time at all. I usually finish these with like 45 minutes of extra time anyway. Pretty much every test that I've done, I've had between 30 and 45 minutes of extra time. So I'm planning to just do 2 blocks break, 2 blocks lunch, 2 blocks break, and then 1 last block to finish. So we're halfway through this practice 1, and I'm not gonna make you sit through a bunch of more time lapses of the other blocks, so I'll just check in with you when we're done. The practice test is over, and that one is notoriously hard. It's the NBME Form 30. And I could tell there were some questions where there was terminology that I had just never heard before, which I've been running into more and more on these NBMEs because they use words that are different from what UWorld uses, where like they mean the same thing, but I've never seen this form of the word. So I'm glad that I'm going through these and being able to understand what these are once I go through them. But the brain is fried. So I made up a PB&J and some quinoa salad thing from Costco. So I'm gonna have this for lunch, and because I'm feeling so fried, I'm going to just watch some Sketchy and Pathoma videos, do a little bit more passive studying. And then it is Memorial Day and I do wanna spend some time outside, so I think I'm going to go through the exam on my computer while sitting in a lawn chair out in the driveway with the dogs. Because at least then I'm still studying, but can get some fresh air. It's 5 o'clock, which means it's dinner time for the dogs over in the corner there. I did get some sun out on the driveway. I've made it through 3 sections of the practice test so far, and I'm finding that a lot of the mistakes I made in this one were because the way that they worded answers made me second guess myself, because they weren't just naming different diseases, they were describing the diseases, if that makes sense, in the answers. And that just tripped me up because I hadn't really experienced that before. Otherwise, it went really well. Most of the questions, like if I got it wrong, I narrowed it down to 2 and then ended up picking the wrong one because of a minor detail. So I'm learning those details by going through the test. I've got this one last section. I'm probably gonna take a break at 6 and have dinner. A buddy asked if I wanted to go hit golf balls, so I might do that. And then once we get back, it'll just be reviewing more of the content that I felt I needed to know from this exam. So looking at sketchy videos, boards and beyond, and first aid to kind of cover the concepts that I'm not doing so hot on. Just before I ate and after, I gave myself a little study break and did some cleaning. So I vacuumed the whole living room, cleaned up the kitchen, made sure all the dishes are done, cleaned all the counters off, and then I was fiddling with some stuff with my truck, took the dogs for a little stroll. It's their evening walk, and now we're just chilling on the couch, finishing up the Anki cards for the day, and I'm gonna get through one topic that I'm not really familiar with or need to do some touch up on using boards and beyond. It's currently 8:32, so I'm probably only gonna do that for like half an hour before I migrate up to the bedroom and start winding down for the day. I forgot to mention that I've also been tackling AMBOSS questions whenever I find a concept that I'm not really understanding. I'll go study it in a resource and then I'll use AMBOSS to tackle that concept. I really like AMBOSS slightly better than UWorld just because you can see what the pertinent information in the question stem is. You can hit like highlights and it'll tell you like what you should actually be looking at for that question. And then the tips, if you get it wrong, you can still kind of formulate like why you got it wrong and try and get it right again. UWorld is definitely better for the testing content, but as far as like learning it, I like AMBOSS for that. And it's now 9:43 and I am hitting the hay. So that's been a day in the life during Step 1 Dedicated, and we'll catch you in the next one.